Now, I also think they're going to be good. Like, I think their floor is pretty high. I think their floor is higher than the Broncos' floor, as an example. I think the Broncos' floor, I don't know what to make of it. And several months ago, I predicted a Russell Wilson bounce back year, but I don't know.
I've seen him in so many videos the last couple of weeks, like going to Nuggets games. If I'm going to make fun of Josh for being chubby, you were on it early. Like, Russell looks like, I don't know if he's on the Stairmaster that much.
If you watched him last year, he looked big. And I talked to somebody with the organization who told me, like, yeah, he looks big to us. I thought he threw out the first pitch at a Rocky game the other day. But the heat's on that guy. The heat's on that team.
Yeah, and the coach. Guy, someone's about to pay. I mean, one of the Waltons, the dude from the Walmart, has already said, "Yeah, I'll pay $4 billion." So, I mean, what is that team going to end up going for?
Wait, Stan Kroenke's brother-in-law?
Stan Kroenke's brother-in-law, yeah. Tim Walton, I think. One of his
I don't know. I mean, there's a bunch of Waltons. I don't know if it's
I think there's like 6 of them.
Or not.
I think it is. I would imagine it is.
Yeah.
Now, we know the league doesn't just sell it to anyone. Just because you have the money doesn't mean you're guaranteed to get it.
Well, Stan already owns the Denver team. So, I mean, what's going on there? Stan owns the Nuggets.
Are they taking over the world? Is Elon involved? Ultimately, though, I think this is where, Josh. Remember, the 49ers wanted Josh McDaniels was Jed York and Parag's first choice when he turned him down, and it ultimately led to Kyle, which I think everything worked out. Obviously, the Colts, Josh literally accepted the job and then turned them down. You could argue like what he's inheriting and part of like him bringing Ziegler and the moves. This is a pretty good job for a guy that's just in his first year as a head coach, right? Given the infrastructure they have, some of the players they have, he's got a quarterback. Like most times your first job is like the Bears, or even like,
well, his Broncos job the first time.
Yeah, Campbell getting the Lions job. Like it's just
right. Josh didn't have a quarterback. He drafted Tebow. Well, I guess was Cutler there at the time that he took the job?
Yeah, but he immediately traded him.
Yeah. That was just that job.
Well, if he had just kept Jay Cutler, doesn't he probably keep that job for like 3 or 4 years? It would have been hard to suck.
He got caught cheating. That was the other part of it.
Yeah, they were filming signs.
But, I mean, more pressure on the Raiders or the Broncos?
I would say the Broncos just because Russ is much more famous and just a better player than Derek. And again, they're going to get sold. So anytime you have a new owner in pro sports, but specifically to me, basketball and football, the coach like hot seat immediately starts. And as Guy Haberman has said for years, every single sweet quarterback in like the history of the league, Steve Young, like 7 guys get head coaching jobs. Drew Brees, a bunch of guys, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Roethlisberger, Eli Manning, you name it. Joe Flacco. Russell Wilson's
Matt Ryan?
Matt Ryan. Russell Wilson's offensive coordinators, who is now his head coach, bald guy Davis, rooting for him, they all get fired. All of them. Every single one of them.
Yeah.
It's happened. All you got to do is Google the last 3 OCs.
Well, I
Shane
heard
Shane Waldron outlasted him, I guess, right? They traded him.
We'll see what happens there, yeah. But it didn't end well. I heard Michael Lombardi on his podcast say, Vince Lombardi whispers in my sleep to me, run power, or what's his thing?
It's the power sweep or something.
Yeah. Michael Lombardi was talking about the Panthers. He's like, people are saying that if the Panthers draft a quarterback at 6, that saves Matt Rule. That like extends Matt Rule. He goes, I've got Matt Nagy's phone number. You want to call him and ask him if drafting a rookie quarterback saves your job? And I think the same applies here. Like, you think getting Russell Wilson means that Nathaniel Hackett's guaranteed anything? No, it puts more pressure on Nathaniel Hackett, right? The second people think your quarterback should be good, it's pressure on the coach. Now, the difference is with Josh is that he's coming into a situation where the quarterback's been there and they have not won consistently. And so it's up to him. Like, he's got the reins here. Everyone's kind of looking at Nathaniel Hackett like, all right, bro, there are 15 other people that would break down doors for this job. So what do you got?
Is inheriting, though, I would say one thing, not that people care because they're just going to view the Broncos as a playoff team. Josh is inheriting a playoff team. Like, that team did win 10 games last year, which was kind of weird, but it happened.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It did happen.
And the one thing, to me, Russell is the most famous guy there by a mile. Josh is, you just say Josh McDaniel, right? Hey, what you think? Take on Josh McDaniels. Like, he is just a pretty famous coach for being a longtime assistant, right?
Yeah. But he also has a rep. People think he's one of the best offensive coaches in the league. Like Nathaniel Hackett kind of felt like he came out of nowhere. Again, rooting for him.